Hey, how's it going? My name is Justin Racer. I'm doing this video on how augmented reality can benefit education. In this video, I'm going to refer to it as AR, just kind of cut down a little bit. Based on the article by Axiom Q, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but AR is one of the most important emerging technologies that are bound to transform education. AR can be designed as the use of technology in creating an enhanced version of the real world. Using items that already exist in the real world, AR technologies are used to add elements that enhance the interaction. Some of the elements that can be added to the real world using AR technology include stuff like sound, visual elements, and other stimuli. While AR has the potential to be used widely in educational settings, it is commonly used in more business applications and mobile computing. As data is collected from the immediate environment, AR is then used to highlight specific features in order to increase understanding and provide insight. AR is not necessarily a new technology, but considering how it has been evolving rapidly, it's still considered one of the best emerging technologies in the world. Um, sorry, apologize. The technology has the potential to introduce far reaching changes to the learning process, as it will make even the theoretical elements of learning more practical for learners. For instance, using AR, a teacher can obtain additional information about a specimen he or she is demonstrating for students without having to look for additional learning tools. Pointing the camera of a device to a flower or animal should bring up a pop up of all pertinent information on the object of learning, which serves the students with a first-hand learning experience, which I think that's really cool stuff. Due to the current COVID-19 pandemic and the increase in school registrations every year, there has been an increasing push for remote learning across the world. AR has the potential to transfer data from the teacher to learners in real time, and learners can interact with the data in real time. Even with students not being able to attend classes physically, teachers can use the AR to perform classroom demonstrations using the items in their respective homes. Um, with the obvious benefits of AR to the learning experience, it has been surging and is used by teachers across the world. AR has made it possible for learning outcomes to be improved due to increased interactivity and engagement of students in the learning process. For instance, if a teacher wants to demonstrate to students the size of an organism they have not seen in real life, AR can superimpose the real life image of the organism in the room through a device. The application of superimposition can be done to remote learning or even face to face learning settings. By applying superimposition functions of AR, teachers can perform classroom demonstrations for students that would be impossible or require costly field trips to accomplish. In this regard, AR helps contextualize the learning process for students for improved understanding compared to learning that does not include technology. While superimposition based AR is easy to achieve even in remote learning, in face to face learning, the most applicable approach is projection based AR, which can be used by demonstrating to a large group. In projection AR, even schools and districts in which the budget is right, it is possible for a single or a few devices to be used for improving the learning experience at the moment. AR is still in the infancy compared to more advanced technologies like VR, but the main advantage of AR is that it does not require much additional hardware. For instance, most smartphones are capable of taking advantages of the features offered by AR, which means that even without purchasing new devices, students can use it for learning. While VR focuses on building whole worlds, which requires considerable processing power, AR integrates seamlessly with the real world. In its most basic form, AR involves the addition of digital objects to the real world, thus encouraging and improving the level of engagement and interactivity in the learning process. So, furthermore, unlike the other technologies that require time to learn and use, the ease of use of AR means that students can spend most of their time in the process of learning the actual classroom content. The interactivity and engagement have been shown by research by Stanford and others to improve the extent to which students can retain classroom material. In addition, teaching the process of presenting information to students used to be one dimensional, whereby the teacher acted as primary source of information with books as the reference. AR, on the other hand, introduces another dimension to the learning process, whereby the digital elements it introduces to the real life enhances the depth of learning for the student. By presenting concepts learned in the class in real time, AR even has the capacity to introduce emotion to the learning process, thus enabling the students to engage more with curriculum content than would otherwise be possible. By involving emotion in the learning process enhances the ability and capacity of students to remember what they learn in class even more, which translates to a faster process of acquiring information and skills. Some of the areas in which AR can enable students to deepen their knowledge include reading, um, playing real life scenarios, and content creation. Through AR, traditional concepts like field trips can be done without incurring the cost associated with travel. AR even promotes professional competency, whereby if it is used in assignments that involve teamwork, AR provides the opportunity for communication and collaboration. An important benefit of AR to education is that when adopting it, curriculum overhaul is not necessary, as it can be integrated into existing materials by introducing contextual experiences. By doing so, the technology can be used in stimulating interest and discussion among students and be used as a starting point for classroom activities. Let's finish this up with, I think AR has the potential to become an integral part of the learning process, but it has yet to be implemented on a large scale, which can be attributed to the fact that it is a recently emerged technology. Teachers who have used it for teaching agree that the system is an excellent one for teaching, and adoption has been improving over time, particularly as the COVID-19 pandemic made it necessary to use computers in the learning process. The best approach for improving it uses by use is by introducing it gradually for a single or a few classes so that students can familiarize themselves with it and teachers can recognize its obvious benefits. Similar to how e-commerce operators like Amazon have introduced AR as a means of superimposing potential purchases to customer space, teachers can use AR to superimpose images and other information to student settings through device cameras. Once students learn how to use the technology, they can even use it independently in understanding their world, like using their devices to search for information about buildings, plants, animals, and other objects for which they need additional information. So I know that ran a little bit long, and I hope that that gave you a lot of information on how AR can benefit the education fields. Thank you for tuning in and listening, and God bless you.